Innovative content. Global audience.
Yes. When you hear global audience, you hear that decrease. Ladies and gentlemen, today is midweek broadcast from SRTV and Robo Television, but tonight is a special one. You see, that decrease is putting on a red tie, on a red background, meaning I am ready. Yesterday, I promised I'm coming today, very, very ready, and I am ready. And so, we're going to look again, more on the broader term, what is happening in Nigeria. I mean, some of the news there, some of the things happening in the daily newspapers are really shameful. But one thing that comes to my mind is, are we serious people? And it would be wrong to insult Nigeria because Nigerians, in fact, do you know the quality of human beings in Nigeria? These are people with morals, highly educated people, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Yet we allow this to be happening. That is the thing, it does not add up. That is one thing that really does not make sense to me. Why are we compromising? You see, my uncle asked me a question today as we were talking, and he said, how old is our, what do you call him now? I don't know whether we're going to focus. No, I'm going to put on Which Way Nigeria first. Let's look at this one. All right. The question I asked is, he asked me, which is a very important question for your INEC chairman, is how old are you now? And how much longer do you think you're going to be on earth? I want to play with the issue of time first. As for those of you watching me today, what God took from us is only one thing: time. What we don't have on earth is time. So it means you have to make good use of the time you have. Sometimes that time will never come back again, because in these seconds we are today, there will be no other day that the Christ will dress like this on this very platform, broadcasting in this way, not, in fact, breathing the same air. Even if I come with the same dress tomorrow, I'll be breathing a different air, and the picture will be slightly different, whether you like it or not. There will be a difference. Even the words that will come from my mouth will be different. So this is a time in our life, in our history, that can never be repeated. And meaning our time keeps ticking. You see, when it's a dangerous thing. Have you look at your clock? It's going. It's never going to come back. When we consider that, I want you guys to just look at yourself today and say to yourself, what am I doing with my time? By the time my time is over, because time is clicking, definitely have to get a closing date. The essence of time is there will be a beginning and an end. When this time finally comes to an end for me, that is a personal thing. You can do everything with everybody, but the day you stop breathing, it's a personal one. And you don't even know. So what will you do on that day? How will you look back to what you have done today, yesterday, and tomorrow before it is taken away from you? What will you do? That is the question of the day. I think when we can address that, maybe most of us will be more smart or maybe more courageous. One thing is clear, bro, sister, we're going to die. The question is when. Look back. Maybe some of you, your parents are no more. If your parents are no more, your grandparents are no more. If your grandparents are still there, your great-grandparents are no more. Meaning, there is a time that you will leave this world. Now, I don't want to tell you to believe in God and all that, but how will you look back to the time you spent? Let me put it this way. I am 100% sure if Ibori had a chance to turn back the hand of clock, there are so many things he will do. If Obasanjo can turn the hand of clock, there's Al Kelly sang, if I could turn the hand of clock backwards. Unfortunately, nobody can. For that simple reason, we only beg or we only advise, please use your time well. And that will be the focus of my discussion tonight. You know, for those of you who are Christians, and I wish I talk about this on Sunday, you want to know that the only thing God asks us to do really is to love our neighbor as ourselves. Because if you don't love your neighbor, you can't love God. Love is something you cultivate. And to love, meaning you have to learn to accept certain things that you cannot change and begin to help the people around you to become better. Nigeria need people, righteous men, to turn the tides around. Not people who are comfortable with what we have now. We are in a mess. Nigeria is in a big mess. No story about that. If we're going to change this, then we need people who have the right mindset. One, they need to have the right skills, have the right mindset, and are determined, knowing fully well that they have few time on earth to do it. Buhari time is over now. There's nothing he's going to do to turn that back the hand of clock. When he move out of that Aso Rock on May 29, he will no more be relevant. That's why when we leave this world, we're no more relevant. They drop our body somewhere. We're gone. I think the only important thing is, what would you say to yourself, even if not God, that you have done with your time? What would the Ibori be telling himself now? Oh, I have done well. I don't know. What is Obasanjo saying to himself? Oh, I have done my bit. What is Buhari saying? Oh, I wanted to be president. I've been president. So what happened? Nigeria, I want to put one message tonight. And that is the message. Anytime you see this face, and the face is keep coming, it's going to keep coming, because I will be in your face very soon. Actually, on a more serious note, not just as a broadcaster, not as a presenter. I'm going to be in your face, and you're going to hear two things from me. The only reason, the only way you can build something, you got to be fanatical about it. Let me put it this way. You got to love that thing. You're going to believe in it. You're going to be prepared to sacrifice for it. Let me put it this way. Even in our football, those of you in Nigeria, on Sunday, everybody go to church. So they will go and talk to God. In the United Kingdom, football is our religion. You see the man that is going to work, the first thing he's going to pay, not title. In Nigeria, you guys pay tithe. Here, they pay for their ticket to watch their football team from beginning of the year to the end. So if you see a typical Chelsea supporter, he has his yearly ticket paid. He cannot afford to miss one match. The same way you cannot afford to miss one Sunday. The same way your pastor will tell you not to miss your tithe. They don't pay tithe to nobody. They believe in the football and they worship it and they worship their team. You worship your God, which is good. It's better to worship God than to worship football. It kind of makes sense. But at the end of the day, we are all worshiping and believing and ready to make sacrifice. The only reason you're giving that pastor that money, you're not giving him the money, you are making a sacrifice unto God. The first thing, you go to church, they keep telling you the sacrament, everything is about sacrifice. Sacrifice. I grew up with my grandfather, everything is about sacrifice. Tonight, my people, my question first is, what have you sacrificed for Nigeria? Is Nigeria important to you? Or do you just talk? Or you don't understand that Nigeria can make your life better? That Nigeria is what you need to be successful. I'm gonna take my time to explain certain things tonight. And I'll be comparing. For those of you, I may be boring, but please bear with me. In the United Kingdom, I am happy to be here because I am automatically successful because I live here. What that means is if I don't have a home, they will help me get a place to live. I will be responsible, but I will get a place to live and I'll get food to eat. I'll get some money in my pocket. I can live the basic life. When I am sick, I will be treated. In return, I pay some of my taxes and do all that. But that is something a successful society can do for us. So if we are expecting that, you know, the truth is Nigerians were expecting a lot from the country, but we are not really giving back to that society called Nigeria. The baby is crying. The baby is our own. But how many of us are really ready to love this baby as our own? Not because the other man did not love the baby, so you cannot love the baby. No, first do your own part. Do you love Nigeria? That's my question tonight. Do you love Nigeria? If you don't love Nigeria, which you see is a sacrificial, some people don't even believe in Nigeria, fine. But as long as Nigeria is the country you have right now, it's a big mistake not to love Nigeria and sacrifice for Nigeria. The passport you travel with, look at me, belongs to Nigerian government. Not the government. Who is the government? It's me and you. It's only a thief might be in office now, Buhari might be in office now, a son might be in office now. We choose who goes there. Meaning the government is actually me and you. Nigeria is us. It's me and you. If Nigeria becomes successful, what that means is you will have free medical, at least free medical support. Supposing you have money to support yourself, you don't need to even travel abroad now. At least the facilities will be available to you. Do you know that you are afraid sometimes to come out on the road because you know hoodlums are out there? There's riot on the street, or you rush in to go and carry your children and lock the child at home. If it turns out to be war, that home will no more contain you. You will be on the run. You can never be safe if Nigeria is not safe. You see, I love this so much. You look at the typical scenario in Nigeria. A politician steals all the money, people's money. And you know what they do? They now build houses. Have you seen their fences? Go and look at the fence of every politician in Nigeria. The fence is so high that at the top of it, they put this barbed wire. Now they have CCTV. I don't know who taught them CCTV to protect themselves within the house. Actually, they put themselves in the prison. In the United Kingdom, I work from morning in London here. I don't know when it is night. I move around. I'm not afraid whether somebody is going to come and rob me or whether somebody is going to kidnap me. I don't understand. That is an example of a society that has succeeded, and I am living in the peace. If Nigeria is at peace, it will give us peace. If Nigeria is in trouble as it is now, we're all having trouble. But what is painful in my presentation tonight is we are not ready to make sacrifice for Nigeria. But we make sacrifice for the church, which you know is the pastor that is getting fat and big with their fat asses. Or the Nigerian government, the stupid man you put in office, you are worshiping right now. You prefer to worship the man than to worship Nigeria, because that is the problem we have. The trouble with Nigeria is we worship people instead of the country. Have you seen Amangige convoy today? Have you seen Sheriff? Have you seen the president-elect forgetting? Even ordinary councillors, like what this man said, some of them are village fools. Village fools that were made councillors yesterday. You now worship them. But your true religion should be Nigeria. Because I use the word here. I say next to God is government. And the government, like I said, is me and you. So next to God is actually yourself who choose the government to govern yourself. You must honor, you must sacrifice for that country. A successful Nigeria will mean that your children can go to good schools. Whether you have enough money or not, even if you have a lot of money, you know what the problem you go through now? Like I say every day, you send your child abroad. You don't know who is taking care of your child in the UK or in America. The child automatically becomes to stay on their own. If it's a girl, you don't even know what's happening to her. You can no more guide her. So if it's a boy, you have no control. When they talk on the phone with you, yeah, daddy, as they are talking to you, they are doing the worst. The one with us at home, we cannot even know what they're doing. Talk less of the one you send abroad. It's a lost game. They now give him a new culture, European culture. They now grow up in a different mentality. Some of them, when you even die, they will not be there. Is that the best you want for yourself? Tony Blair was sick in this country. He was checked into the nearest hospital. Boris Johnson had caught COVID. He was taken to the nearest hospital in England. In London, not the far one, though, the one nearest to him. They didn't make a choice. But when President Buhari was sick, they had to fly him out of the country. He could have died on the way. You know what is it for somebody to survive for all those hours? No matter the certain things money cannot do for you. So my presentation tonight is, please, people, please let us make sacrifice for the right thing. And the right thing today is your country. Your country, let it be part of your, I don't say it should be your religion. Let it be part of your religion, because next to God is that country. The passport you hold, nobody even asks you if you're a Christian or a Muslim. What you carry along is your Nigerian passport. Well, hello? Where are you from, Nigeria? In fact, what makes you today is Nigeria, because the food you eat is a Nigerian food. That is where you are born. You have a birth certificate that's in Nigeria. The school you even attended, for those of you that were not sent abroad, those of us, it's Nigeria. We breathe, we eat Nigeria. Yet you said Nigeria is not important. You either worship the food, the village food you put there, or you worship who? I'm confused, people. And I'm here tonight wondering what we should do. And that is why I didn't want to say focus on data state. That's not the topic. I'm actually looking at which way Nigeria, you know. So those people who are watching me can understand, because this is what I'm talking about. I want to go back to this. And I'm going to look at different sectors today. I've talked about health. I just mentioned education. And I think I mentioned security a little bit. How good and how pleasant would it be if Nigeria is secured, for instance? Meaning you can take your car like those days and drive the length and breadth of the country without thinking somebody's going to stop you and hijack you. In those days, in fact, if your car got spoiled on the road, you are sure somebody else will stop and help you. Today, the man is afraid to help you because he doesn't know who you are. Okay. And do you people, I like what somebody said. I don't want to tell everything about me now, but I want to just say two things. In mathematics, 1 + 1 is 2. But for learned people, those are the lawyers, they only ask, why is 1 + 1 2? Let me repeat that. In mathematics, 1 + 1 is equal to 2. But as a lawyer, what you should be asking, and I'm asking you today, is why is 1 + 1 2? That is when you start to think as a human being. Not when they say 1 + 1 is 2. Because 1 + 1 is, there's never nothing like one full one and another full one, which is going to be equal to 2. It's never going to happen. Nothing is full. Why? But why is, don't forget about that one. Why is 1 + 1 2? Have you asked yourself? That's the question I want you to ask yourself tonight. So when you make a decision, don't look at what is happening. Ask, why is it happening? Now, it's okay to say Nigerian children are not trained, they are idiots, they are lazy, whatever name you're going to give to them. You should be asking yourself, why is Nigeria unsafe? Why are you afraid? Why are the children angry? That is what we should be discussing today. Not what is merely happening. Why are people desperate to ring election. I'm going to look at that. So today, I am more interested in why in my life now than what is happening. For instance, when I ask myself, why are we having insecurity in Nigeria? Only one thing came to my mind, and that is what I saw in Europe. The gap between the rich and the poor is unacceptable. But even at that, if you are poor in Nigeria, you are on your own. If you are rich, you are flying. For those of you blaming the government of Nigeria, do you know those of you, even the middle class, you are all guilty of all this offense. You have so much, you don't pay any tax to the society. And at the end of the day, some people cannot, and of course, the good money coming from oil, the politicians have consumed that. So they don't have time to even ask you why you're not paying that, because they have enough money coming from oil. So you are also getting away. You don't pay any tax in society. And you think it's all right. Oh, it's not your business. This is your business in it. You know the implication? Now you are not safe. You're not safe because people are hungry out there. May I let you know that it was the elite, it was the rich people in Europe that introduced welfare package. And when you are not working, the government gives you some money to eat. It wasn't the government that did it. It was the rich, because they know that when poor men are out there, their security is not guaranteed. There's nothing the police can do about it. I put it to you today, Nigeria, that until the gap between the rich and the poor, until this extreme poverty is eliminated, there's no amount of security that you're going to bring into that society. People will continue to commit crime. The natural instinct of a human being is to survive. I don't care why you look at me tonight. I'm not telling people to go and steal. But by the time somebody has nothing to eat, he's going to look for the next food. In fact, there's a story in England of sailors who were in a boat and they had nothing to eat. So they killed one of them and cooked that one. And the case came to court. And they defended themselves that it was a natural instinct to eat and survive. God, it's the natural instinct. You have to survive by all means necessary when the chips are down. And the only reason they were found guilty was that it was not the decision of that man you killed to die. Otherwise, the court recognized that it is their right to survive. What I'm putting to you, brothers and sisters, is when you leave some people alone to go and die, bros, they're not going to die. They're going to turn around and say, hey, where's that food you have that there? Give me some. And at the point in time, they're going to beat you and take it. There's no police that can stop that. So the cause of this mayhem, what we're going through in Nigeria, is not moral decay. Nigerians are the most moral human beings you can ever think of. They go to church, they go to mosque every Sunday. So we don't have moral lack of, there's no lack of morality in Nigeria. We are moral, we're good people, with lots of ethics, with the fear of God. But yet we commit crime because it is a natural instinct of a human being to survive. Let me tell this one to you. A man that is hungry doesn't understand what's called dignity. The only reason you are claiming to be a dignified human being is because you have food to eat. When you are hungry, the Bible even recognizes it. A hungry man is an angry man. And when you are angry, nothing you cannot do. You can get rid, you can kill. Because you are hungry, you are angry, and that is a natural thing that will happen to you. If Nigerian government want to address the issue of security, what do? You try and level and make provision for those who cannot afford food, minimum food. How can people live below? I don't understand when they say they pay somebody 30,000 naira. That makes me sick. The average salary of a Nigerian is 50,000 naira. That is madness. On a good day, somebody living in Abuja paid 50,000 naira. With that person, does that person have a hope of getting married? To who? Who won't give you person married? You know, at the end of the day, nobody want to marry a teacher because you're too poor. Why will I marry a policeman if it's not the bribe he's going to collect on the street? You see, the policeman you give gun to, he's not able to fight you. Now he's going to fight the innocent one out on the street. Do you know? I don't know whether you guys can hear me. Do you know policemen don't attack rich men? Because those rich men will say one thing and they will go put them in prison. They go and attack the victim. Their victims are the poor people in society who don't have power. Because money is power. So, the challenge between you, poor man, and me talking is not the policeman who is coming to collect money from you, but the man that helped to build a society that is so unequal. It's not necessarily the rich man. It's not necessarily the politicians. I'm not talking about the politicians here. I'm talking to us Nigerians that the structure of the Nigerian state is a recipe for disaster. It might survive 2 years, it might survive another 100 years, it's going to break down. Unless we address this now. I cannot imagine when I look at people like all these idiots running for governors in my state, and I say, all these are animals. Look at what they have. And you cannot even tell, you know, these guys don't have anything. Let me bring some of them in. They had nothing before they become governor. Because they got, they are not yet governor. But before they joined politics, this set of fools have nothing. They were street boy. Sheriff was Agbero to the highest order. Street boy. It was when the Mibori came and politics was here. Sheriff found out, that Agbero, they don't recognize him as somebody. Before he knew, he now went into that community when he defeated the fight. You know, so Sheriff get power. I guess he don't keep person before. He was able to find himself and get himself into maybe councillor, because Ibori was working with all the towns. He was trying to quell the trouble. You see, this was the mistake Ibori did. Ibori came into Delta State and saw that the state was ungovernable. There was crisis in Warri here and there, so the man was looking for a way to put the trouble, put the tension down. That is exactly what Okowa did. So he started empowering the people that will give him trouble. So if you're not ready to give Ibori trouble, you're not a problem. You stay there. This was those people. Go to Ogara. It's those people, those that carry cutlass and kill you. Those are the people that are power today. I am saying it. If you go to school, you're on your own. Because you're not a problem. You're not giving him problem. It's only those giving him problem that the man is worried about. When you go in that kind of society, this is now what happened. The hoodlums have been, the tension has calmed down in terms of hoodlums. So, meaning if I go to school and I cannot make trouble, I have no place in the Buddhist government. I have no place in today's Nigerian government. Trust me, if you know yourself, tomorrow, start making trouble in your community. If they don't come and settle you, change my name. You know, last time I went to Nigeria, my friends were saying, Daddy Chris, talk to your friends that they are in government. So that I said, these people, I don't understand you. Why do you want to remain? Why do you want them to come and help you? They will never want to help you. Make your trouble. Make yourself relevant. And you see them coming to negotiate with you. If I'm in Nigeria today, hey, you know, past my papa backyard, they misbehave. For this place, I will stop you. Any name you give to me, prison is meant for who? Because I will not remain authoritative beside it all. He said at his level, he has learned not to be neglected. If he's not in power, he will be at the corridor of power. People, that is a natural instinct. Don't be a coward. These people here, Sheriff, is an example of what gangster can make you become. He's now a speaker of the house, now a lawyer. That is why he went to school so late. You know when Sheriff began to study law? He don't lost track before, but thank God, man, you pick it up. It's okay. But we'll not talk about these guys too much tonight. Let's talk about Nigeria. I am concerned that Nigeria have a fundamental issue. The problem I have with my country is the gap between the rich and the poor. And you are telling a poor man that it's all right, that he should go to church, that God is going to help him. Pastor, you hear me? But you have enough. He doesn't have anything. There's a woman who comes to clean my compound in Lagos. Very nice woman. And she talk about preaching the gospel unadulterated. And I look at this woman. You're talking about preaching gospel unadulterated as you are. You're already adulterated. Poverty, in fact, reigns supreme in your life. The time you used to go to that church, use it to cultivate, do something with your life. I'm sorry, that's how I think. You get to emancipate yourself from mental poverty, because Nigeria, and you see, when you accept it, you ask yourself, why am I poor? That is the thing I don't understand. You know, honestly, I've not been able to answer that question myself. When I'm broke, I always say to myself, how can I be poor? Have you seen a man? I walk on the street, I say, how can I not have money? Go punish where the money is. Where is it now? You see how I begin to think? Wherever that money is, I want to know. And I'm not going to fight anybody. I'm not going to force you, but I want to know how you get your money, and I want to get mine now. If it's a community money that you are sharing in the name of being a chief, oh, but when I come home, we'll go get wahala. We're going to have issues. Because I would refuse to be poor in the midst of plenty. That the Christ's name will not be written in that book. So my question tonight is, let me dial it back a little bit, because I'm getting more personal. Let's focus on Nigeria. We all need to understand that until Nigeria is successful, we can never be successful. My brother, you don't even need 50 houses. All those insecurity that you're thinking of, you don't need all the policemen to follow you. In England, I don't see anybody moving with policemen. Hello, are you not stupid? No, all these people now, they cannot move around without policemen. Bag is not for say no get a lock back. Sheriff and a government office. Again, a government office. You know what I like about it? At a point in time, they will live there. No policeman. In fact, Ibori is struggling to get his 2 policemen following him. Now he has bodyguards. Is that the kind of life you really want to live? For people protecting you? Protecting you from who? For those of you going out there, now, last time I saw, it was even on picture, I saw Ibori. Why am I picking on Ibori, my own brother? Well, sorry, sir. On a good day, you're not my wahala, but you are the first one I can see. The picture of you is what I use. Sorry. I see you with all this bodyguard, and I think to myself, is this a way for a man to live his life? So when you want to go in with a girl, inside enter one better poro, go do bad thing. Policeman dey there, they wait for you, carry gun. Okay? Because you're not safe. If you go do any bad thing, you are with a policeman. This is madness. Is this faith? Faith, I've been alone, no, now leave me, now abandon me.
It's faith.
See, you're going faith.
We don't leave you. Okay, we know.
Eh?
I didn't even know you were online. No, I didn't know. I just saw the streams that
yeah, sorry.
we're online.
I
didn't
sent
know.
the link
I didn't know we're
out there
live.
because I was just trying to make this happen. So tonight, I'm just talking about
Good evening.
Yeah, faith. I'm going to tell you some of the background things we are cooking tonight, but I'm going to introduce you to us again, which way for Nigeria.
Okay.
I am of the opinion that nobody can succeed alone. The truth is, we are not making sacrifice for the country called Nigeria. Yet we expect a lot from Nigeria. You know, where we are, thank God we are in the Western world here. You understand? They are free because their society is successful. They are not thinking of policemen guiding them, or like Nigeria now. All these people, they always live with policemen. And you wonder, is this how you live your life?
Yeah.
For those of us guys, in those days, we catch one babe, we want to enter one corner with her. Policeman, they there, they watch you. How can that man, meaning that man knows everything about your dirty life, your rubbish? You know, is this how a man wants to live his life? They cannot go to anywhere. They go to toilet, policeman is waiting.
Unfortunate.
And that is an example of the ripple effect. Like I said, the question I ask is, why is the country unsafe? Why? Only one thing. Because there are hungry people out there. Not greedy people. Nigerians are not greedy.
Frustrated,
Thank you.
frustrated, angry, hungry people.
If you say a young boy goes into Yahoo and you are blaming the kid, I agree, they're doing bad. But which option do you have if a village fool that just got into a political office begin to build a big house? Come and take his girlfriend. He has nothing. If he hear of anything, he's going to run along because his life has been ruined by the government of the day. You got a child in Nigeria have no tomorrow. He cannot predict in this country. If you go to school, you know when you finish your studies, you're going to get a good job and your life is going to be in order. You will not be over-rich, but you'll be in order. Nigeria, you go to school, you're wasting your time. The only way you are sure of getting a good life is if you get into a political office or they give you political appointment. That is why when it is time for politics, like what's going to happen next tomorrow, people are ready to die. They're looking for one thing. It's a natural instinct of human being to try to survive. Those looking for office are the idiots, but the ones actually supporting them, they're just looking for one thing, to survive. So until we take the power from the government, this is what I'm going to come to now. Why are Nigerians trying to be president, trying to be governor, trying to be the speaker, trying to get appointment? It's not because they want to serve. It's a way of escaping poverty.
Greed.
Yes.
Poverty
and it's a way
greed,
of escaping poverty.
my brother.
Yeah. So meaning, if I become a politician, I get into that office, I'll be rich. Because you know why? Technically, a governor security vote, I cannot forget that one. Any 2-point-something billion a security vote, is it merited? The same state, some people cannot buy. Oh God, pensioners are not even paid. People are dying from simple malaria. You're paying somebody 2-point-something billion. Only Okowa security vote in a month will eliminate malaria from Delta State. And I cannot understand the money that will come into Delta State this month. If put to use for the good of the people, the life of everybody will begin to change now. But there is no time any money come to that state that somebody don't put it in his pocket. Because the system allows it. And you're going to have peace in that country, it's not going to happen. There will be no peace in Nigeria with this level of poverty. Yeah. In fact, not just poverty. Not if everybody is poor, you can understand. But I am poor. I can see you that just came to office yesterday. You just built a new mansion. You're not driving a big car. And I am where I am. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to try and be like you. It's a natural thing to do.
Have you done rituals? Did you do drugs? Did you carry cocaine? What did you do? How can you just become rich overnight? These are the pressure they are putting on people.
Yeah, politics. Politics can make you rich overnight. You know, the kind of money.
Blood money now.
The kind of money these guys have.
Fast money. Fast money.
The kind of money these guys have. They are not the one who. They are not the one you can joke with. They have so much money. When I say so much cash, like I said now, a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, their take home is about 100 million. You give them policemen, they have the best house to stay in Abuja.
For what?
Funny enough, the project they know when every budget, they put their own project in. They call it constituency project. I again say do street light for us. You give us transformers. We not answer how much. You see the funniest thing when these guys talk to us, they think we are stupid. The question we ask again, how much Oga did you get for giving us transformers? See, nobody asked that. Oh, the man is a good man. They call him Okowa is a road master. What a road master. Okay, have you asked how much Okowa got for constructing, for parking sand on your road? Sand now Okowa park for road. You are a fool for calling him a road master. You are a mayor. The future of your children. And in fact, we need to query these people. But that's not my topic tonight. But I'm saying that until this system, I'm not even talking only the politicians, until the system that allow the rich men to enjoy everything, pay no tax, because Nigeria don't pay tax.
Keep getting richer. Why the
Have
poor
you
ones?
seen businessmen pay taxes in Nigeria?
Yes.
For the first time,
they will just need that they declare small things that they do inland revenue.
First time now, I hear inland revenue. You know, I'm asked to pay my tax in Nigeria, and I say, wow, that is good. You understand? Meaning they are following it up. But what you just give them at the inland revenue, the food there is telling me, okay, bring so amount of money, we'll just do it for you. I see. Money when they're supposed to pay the government, now I give you this one so that tomorrow will be poor. You will go and marry a new wife with the money. The system will just fall down, like as it is. You know what I asked them today? I was having a word with the ministry, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture. And I asked them, you guys are paid? They say yes. Every month you wait for federal government to pay you, say yes. What does the federal government get from you? If a private person will build this whole mansion, this monument, and begin to employ people, he'll be making profit. What is the profit of the Nigerian government? And they think the Nigerian government is actually Buhari. The Nigerian government is me and you. Because when you pay that tax, that money will be used to make good roads. It is not me and you pay to. You didn't pay to Buhari. So until this understanding is there, that in fact, you go and you sit down in the government office, you just eat our money, finish it, and the next day you blame, the government is very bad. Who is the government really? If the government have money, it's just like money not a hide. Let's be sincere. If Buhari have money, he will have the one to throw around. Now we are even in debt because some people stole some and some people refuse to pay tax. And some people are overpaid. And you think this country is going to be at peace? And they say Nigeria is not important, but the passport you're carrying is a Nigerian passport. So if Nigeria is not a passport, throw away the passport now. Make you travel. The day you have problem, you see the same Nigerian police you're going to call. He's an idiot or he's a thief. You see, let us restructure. Let us plan our society. It's not about government, whether Hausa or Yoruba. No, that's not the point. But we need to have a society that is working. What I love about UK,
that's true.
You hear people resign every day. They will tell you resign. You know, the person, if you not resign, they go pass vote of no confidence. That one, they will disgrace you from office. You understand? Because those people, they are not there to just pack money. In fact, the money is not there. That you become an MP today, it doesn't mean you're going to be rich overnight. MPO, member of parliament, it doesn't mean you'll be rich overnight.
You work your ass now. Yeah, it's the same thing. No.
But when you enter House of Rep for Nigeria, COVID-19, they kill everybody. Our lawmakers, they receive new Jeep. New ones, so I said, that code will kill all of them. Get problem for that country.
May God help us, because the problem is, like you said already, our leaders are our problem in that country. You know, there are some things that if they don't, I don't know how to put it. How can you people be earning 100 million per month? For what?
Something is with us, yes. Samson, where are you coming from, young man? We know they hear you. Anyway, yeah, like you say, Faith, how can somebody earn 100 million and the other one, you know the funniest thing, Faith, have you seen the policeman that is guiding these people? Some of them, they spend their little money to buy the uniform they use. I said I was in a police station in Nigeria. A woman carrying one tray.
Not true.
I was watching, Faith, you will laugh that day. That it was the biggest drama. That picture is still in my head now, so I'm telling you. The woman put this paper, they put this tray down. And what I saw is some papers and some other things. So one of the policemen came in. He was on not on uniform. He said, "Madam, how much now?" He said, 800 naira. So they gave him, he said, "Give me about 10. So he gave the woman 8,000 naira. So the policeman come to pray, say, God bring better case now. God bring better case now. You know what they bought? The paper they used to write case, they don't have in the police station. So the policeman now invests his money to buy paper to write the case. In case any case come, he will now use oh my God. And the guy was praying for better case to come. Meaning the case that is coming for him to make money, not to do justice to anybody. That is the country we found ourselves. When I'm coming to this show sometimes, I'm hungry, they beat me come out because as I talk, I get so angry, I get frustrated. How can we live in a society that is so rich? And now we cannot tap on what God has given to us. Africa have everything. Everything is there. But we are lacking. Faith, if somebody asks you today, what is it that we are lacking in Nigeria? What would you say?
Sincerely speaking, we lack the right leaders. I'm not even going to get it right in Nigeria. We have to start by having the right people in the right places. I'm not just talking about the president, no. Talking about leaders in every sector, from the energy sector to the security sector to it's a lot, agricultural sector. Everything is wrong. You talk about the police now selling uniforms to police officers. They went for training. They went to Nigerian Police College. They did what they were supposed to do. Why should they pay for uniform? With which money? Why people make it part of the package? So these people will now come
No,
now.
the money is
Will
there.
not put that
One
frustration
IG
on
or in
innocent
office,
Nigerians that are struggling.
there is money for them. One of God don't eat them. In fact,
Structure
and
is
the
bad.
thing is a peaceful thing. Well, you see, the truth
Everything is bad.
we
Everything
just
from
behave.
the head.
If Nigerians just behave, things will just normalize. One day, if IG accept his small salary, I accept my salary, everybody accept, there will be so much harmony in that place. The salary of senators is not what they get now. They use lies and lies and lies and lies and pack the whole money, 100 million. At the end of the day, the 100 million, they're not able to enjoy them because they will not pay this, they will not pay this, they will not pay this. Things they're not supposed to pay for. Send their child abroad.
Because they are living larger than life now. They go pay for girlfriends because they go cheat on their wives once they don't enter that. They go pay for buy house for girlfriend, buy cars for girlfriend. They go travel out. They go go party. So all our money, taxpayers' money, and all that, they're just spending it on irrelevant things. God should just help us in that country. Sincerely, I'm tired.
But the funniest thing, at the end of the day, we want peace. Now, the election is coming up. All right? We are 3 days from the most important election in Nigeria. The most important elections. I listened today to the Lagos State Labour guy. In fact, they should be worried though, because anything can happen. They should not allow Peter to move around though, because if Peter really have time to go around this state again, these guys will lose the election more than, in fact, they will lose more. I don't know whether Peter was really in Delta State today. I want Peter to go back to Lagos State.
He was in the court today.
He couldn't. Hello, Samson.
They
went to court today.
They went to court, eh? Okay.
But this evening,
yes.
I saw the poster that is going to be in Warri.
Okay.
Because it would be nice, it would be nice to shake this establishment as it is. You cannot shake it from the above ones. It's better to disorganize this structure that they have, they call structure. This organ they've created to steal our money, to ruin Nigeria, to rape us. It's better we disorganize it. And this governorship is an opportunity. I'm really saying to everybody that is going to vote, never to compromise, to go for these two huge parties that have destroyed Nigeria. APC have done their own, PDP have done their own. It's a sin to vote for them. Because and those of you, if you vote for them, don't complain tomorrow. That's all I say. When you don't vote, don't complain. Because imagine if Peter was voted to be president. Do you know how many Nigerians will be coming home with their money now? Do you know how many? You understand? Some guys were ready to come back to Nigeria with money to come and invest. What Nigerians have abroad, if that money come enter Nigeria, it don't finish now. You know, I was talking to a man from Saple that grew up in Saple. That man is about one of the richest men on earth. He was on this show 2 days ago. He was on the show yesterday. He's in America. I pray that money gets home at some point. It's not going to go home. America don't want that money to come home. They will never want it to come home. They want that money to come home. The man is too insecure to come home. Because Nigerian government is too stupid to encourage us to come home. Do you know how many black people are in the world? How many black people are now in America? I call them the Joseph of our time. Do you know how many Joseph are in America that can come back? And if we only beg them, say, come and make Africa, come at least have a home, do your holiday in Africa. If the guys in America, the black people in America, only agree to do their holidays in Africa, you know how much will be coming home? But African government made the place so unsafe, those guys are not going to come. Because when they come home, you tell them, say, okay, if you put, you know what, that money, mortgage you pay in Europe, you just pay this one here and put the house on rent. You know what, you'll be earning money. You gotta say, wow, I like that. You start to invest. You understand? If the house, you see houses being built because everybody want to make money. But the place is not safe. The government does not understand that. What do we do? Should we pray for Nigeria? And something, what do we do now? Make we pray.
My brother, what do you do?
Oh, carry on last. I mean, we could pray.
I will say we still believe in Nigeria.
I believe in Nigeria.
Because Nigeria is our country.
Yes, I believe in Nigeria. That's
and there is a movement that is going on by the youth, not the movement of parties, but the movement of the youth. And they makes it obedient movement. And not because Peter Obi is there, but is a decision from the Labour Party, from the laborers. The laborers are the civilians, wounded civilians. Some of them have work, no pension. Some of them have died. Some of the children don't say what happened to their parents. They are be inside growing. Some of them are 20-something years old. They were born and they were thinking Nigeria will change. And thank God for the social media and internet that improved the children of Nigeria today. Many of them with their phone, they are improved by themselves. They work for themselves. They go out there in the streets, dash people money, what the government cannot do. Care for people, give them house, give them shelter. They know they can do it if they want to work together. And they can do it. That is why they are together as a movement. For me, for Lagos State, it is certain that Obedient will win Lagos State because of what they did. What they did was pushing Obedient forward. Burning of that market, the bond, that the boy went there to see them and he give them money.
That market, I ain't go finish them.
He's going to do the market.
In fact, my brother,
even before the market, he will win.
That market finished
disappointed
APC today. So that market to them.
They're like, for Edo State, Obedient is going to take the seat. Obaseki is begging. He's all over the paper there. I saw his poster when he went to
And from
Uwelu,
those states,
they
make
drove
it
him
beg.
out,
They no go vote am.
they mocked him, and people are
No,
coming out
I
to
don't
vote
know
for
get
him.
chance. In fact, Delta they no get chance. Delta,
Delta have the chance. You see, there are some slight chance that
That the
people
Chris
never
they get
think.
chance. So
There are
Kempela
some
might
slight
win. You know, I
chance
keep
that we
saying
think
it.
that they don't
I
have.
Kempela
They
might
have
win,
that
sir.
chance.
will win Delta.
Obedient movement all over the world is an obedient movement. They have
Yes.
different kind of
The thing don't, it
platforms they
don't become
follow.
virus.
They want to deliver those
That thing don't be
places.
virus. So that the Chris.
They want to deliver those places
They are doing it
to,
because of Peter Obi.
to Peter Obi, because the more they have more government,
Exactly.
the more they can work in the country. And they went to court
Yes.
today, and I believe Peter Obi is coming out victorious. So the youth are only sending Peter Obi a message as their leader to speak to the government,
That's so.
but the youth are deciding who they want.
No, it's obvious that Peter B did not start
So
this.
for me, in Delta, all over the state where there is Labour Party, I believe they are going to win their state, all the governors in Labour Party, because the Labour Party youth who vote for Peter Obi and see what is happening now, and they know they got about 30-something Senate and about 7 to 6 House of Assembly. Right now, they are going to make sure that they have some governors that will back up this state. So these things are not the thing we think.
That one they will take fight their
they have discovered without money they can vote and they can win their vote. They have discovered they can, even with their smartphone, they have proof of what they did in the polling units, and they have the pictures of it, they have the video. So they believe on themselves, because if they are taking you to court, they have proof to give to you in the court that this is what we have at hand.
This is what happened.
Ourselves.
And nobody can come to that booth and misbehave. They will not leash you. If one policeman crazy go there, go misbehave.
Okay, like
no, tomorrow.
Okay, like today when I was watching one of these from Facebook, when Omar Agege went to put Peter Obi's picture to his what would I call it? His banner in the street in Delta State in Warri. You and Peter Obi doesn't have anything in common. You are from two different parties. Why will you put Peter Obi pictures to your own banner for people to think that you're working with Peter Obi? He forgets that he said he knows how they write it. It is his turn now to write it from PDP, but he cannot write it from the Labour Party.
Yes.
You see, your words, the youth of today have different profiles of all their past, because the internet is there to prove them. You cannot arrest anybody anyhow right now, because they have the proof on their phones and they will defend it. And people, like 2 million people, will come out that they have that the same copy. So it will be difficult for them to see the.
They were not expecting this. They are thinking that where is this one coming from? They are confused. Oh. I feel sorry for them, because they were not expecting this at all. In fact, when Amagege want to run for governor, he thought his problem is Sheriff. Sheriff thought his problem is Agege. They never knew that one Kempela, when they know nobody care about, we raise
where they don't know, you know. So
this is wahala. Whoa, it's getting exciting. I can't wait to see what happens. In fact, we're going to cover this election live. I only have tomorrow very busy. On Friday and Saturday, I'm going to be 24 hours sitting down here, and I'll be giving some serious situation report of what is going on. I hope Delta State will be covered. We will cover. Edo is not doing election this time now, because Edo election is in the middle. It's not now. Obaseki just entered now, so Edo will not be voting now. So we will be expecting the other states to do so. So on Saturday, we will see what happened in Delta State. You know what? If we can send Delta, if we can send Okowa and Sheriff on Ezra, Kai, see that degree is dancing.
For Okowa is not, and Okowa is with Sheriff. For that, the youth doesn't want to hear anything Okowa. So what concerns Okowa concerns Sheriff. So right now, the youth, they are for two. They are trying to say APC, but we are making them to understand, like, do I call people, and I'm right now, the way I'm talking now. I believe I'm talking to them right now.
That's so.
I want them to understand that APC and PDP, they are the same group of people.
Shani talker now.
APC,
Shani said, who is
whenever we
available
lose,
to talk? Can you talk about the
APC, we are going to be in a disastrous move. They are all criminals. They don't care about you. They care about themselves.
So
the youth should not bring down the movement that they have moved.
Wait, Samson, I have a question for you because you are an honorable man. Two of your brothers that went to the federal government, they be disaster. Agege got there, he carried mace. Everybody's here. He didn't defend Buhari. Now, the other one who is a son, senior advocate of the Nigerian government of you know the guy who worked with Gani Fawayemi, a respected lawyer. Oh, Festus Keyamu. Now the second disaster when it comes from your place. Where do you get to tell them this man? Those two people, they be. I don't know where they come from right now.
Right now, so surprised when they said Festus Keyamu lost in his own polling unit.
Are you surprised?
In his own village, in his own place.
Keyamu not be deliver in polling unit. Not be saying that in community. He not deliver in polling unit.
No. So, like for
he didn't get the message.
Like for the other one you're talking about, those people, they have nothing to offer right now. They have put disgrace into Delta State because they went to school to make sure that they put Delta State in a very unique form. Right now, they are bringing shame back home to the state. See, there is one thing I want the youth to understand, that whosoever is with the criminal will remain with them. They have the same strategy. It's the same policy. It's the same politicians they are. They are in the same party. So they should just vote out these two people who have ruled the country for a very long time out and bring in a new party.
New, fresh.
Right now, the Labour Party has background already in the system of government. So let's continue to work it out so that we'll make it a unique form that when Peter Obi is there, he has governments to work with, and let Delta State be among those people who will benefit the Labour Party government to rebuild our state, to redevelop our state, to reform our state, to remove people from poverty.
But Peter, you are right. Peter needs people to work with. He needs people to work. He cannot do the work alone in fact, because like the money that will go to the state, we still go to the state. But if you not eat the money like before, I don't get whether they see Peter.
No. This new government is not going to be like before. Right now, everybody has civilized. Their eyes are there. We have intellectuals that work with computer that know what is going on in the country. We have engineers. We have good students who understand what is technology. So it will be difficult for them to think that the way they think before is the same way this youth will follow them up. No, it will be very difficult. So it will be very simple if the youth that work with them doesn't know what to do at the right time that they are free.
The youth are trying, The youth are trying. And I know they will come out on because the only thing they did now, they almost disgrace us. They were saying to people, they want to discourage people from voting. Now the guys no. We did it before. We're going to do it better now. You understand? People are more angry and they're going to come out. In fact, for Kowa to lose Delta State. Think for Kowa to lose in Delta. You are the governor, the sitting governor, trying to be vice president. You lost. That is the highest shame, the highest disgrace. I think
that means they don't want you.
Now, APC rig election for Delta State, talk to Okowa. Okowa was throwing Labour Party votes away in the bush. Today now, they among those when they go cry, say, in fact, what is going to happen is God loves Nigeria. That's why I came today and I come with my message that we need to love Nigeria. We need to love Nigeria. Not these people Because when you love Nigeria, you love yourself. A love for Nigeria is a love for yourself, because if Nigeria grow, you will have, your children will have good school, you have a safe place to rest your head. You are sick, you will be treated. Maybe you can afford or cannot afford, like we have in Europe. They say you have people that go for preferential treatment in Europe. So that it's good for everybody. And the most important thing is, until these people know, say, when poor people there in a society like this, you can never be safe. There will continue to be chaos. You know what is so good? The guys that in my place that make money, this and that, they are the people, the boys that their wives that they kidnap. They carry your wife, go bush, come bring her, come back. When do you think? They say, they not touch her. Woman go stay with those idiots for bush for 2 to 3 weeks. And in face and they look. Can you imagine? So at the end, you pay them money. After banging your wife enough. Again, this is the result of the society that has failed. If you want that to stop, you, even the successful one, will work for Nigeria to succeed. Once Nigeria is successful, in fact, all this whole crime, you see what I said there? You know, the oldest one that they kidnap their wives. Okowa wife is free. Now the poor ones, when they the village, the one when they follow Okowa, now they kidnap. And Okowa wife is free. So it's not only me that is suffering, you are still suffering it. The poor man have nothing to lose, he's ready to die. Because you don't kill him before, so he's ready to die. And that is a dangerous thing when a man have no hope. Thank you, Peter, for bringing hope to Nigerians. And I want to say tonight that, please, Nigerians, there's a hope, like Samson said. There's a natural mystic blowing in the air. A mystic of hope that came from actually 2020, when the youth of Nigerians came out on the street and protested in the name of anti-SAP. They were not actually protesting SAP. They were protesting. They were anti-government of the day. You came out and you shot them. From that day, from that 2020, that was when the insecurity in Nigeria went over. Kidnapping became the order of the day till today.
Another level.
You understand? So we thank God that the system now has died down. They're waiting for the result of the election, because during this election before, you know what the politicians would have done? They would have been giving them guns to go out and fight. Those guns become the weapon they used to kidnap us. Politicians are not free too. Okowa will leave office now. Okowa, your children, unless you won't take them run far. And is that the life? Is that the Nigeria? Is that why you want to make money? So that when you make the money, you will run with your children aside? I thought when you make money, you want to enjoy your family in Nigeria. Now you cannot. Because anytime they see Okowa daughter, Okowa son, potential target. You know, so when you hold her, now good money. If they catch me, not be money. If they see Okowa daughter home, you know, the money don't come. So, Urobo say, go and make the pay now. Now everybody now they pay. We're gonna say, let's try and put our broadcast to an end tonight, because it's been a very dry one in a way. But I didn't want to make the call so that people come in. We will not rest. You understand? I just wanted it to be a simple conversation. I want to beg all of you in the WhatsApp group that we're sorry. On Friday is when we're going to have the major broadcast, and Saturday. So let us go and breathe down. Get ready. You understand? So that by Friday and Saturday, we'll all be here to make these things a bigger success. So Abuja is also getting ready. They've gotten a new place. They're getting themselves together. And their broadcast is going to be top-notch in another 2 weeks' time. So everything is getting in order. So we'll say good night. Let us get some rest. Samson, thank you for joining. Hey! Beto!
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, everybody. Join us on Friday.
Yeah.
It's a date.
Right. Yes.
Thank
you so much. All right. Good night.
SR TV.